To everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. That despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere, people will wait in line to see.
Rachel Zegler is having a really rough time right now.
In a move
Disney
that's
just
stunned
made a
even
shocking
Hollywood
move.
insiders,
Something
Disney is
nobody in
quietly
Hollywood
pulling
saw
Snow White
coming.
from shelves and
They're
screens
quietly
across
pulling
the
Snow
country
White
like
from
it
store
never even
shelves and
existed.
theaters
Billions
across the
lost,
country.
theaters empty.
It's like
and
the
now
movie
Disney is
never
reportedly scrapping
existed.
future woke
Billions
reboots
of dollars
altogether.
have been
but
lost.
the real meltdown,
Theaters
it's
are sitting
Rachel.
empty.
After months
And
of
now there's
backlash
talk
and brutal
that Disney
box
is
office
rethinking
numbers,
all
she's
of its
collapsing
live-action
under the pressure,
reboots.
breaking down
And
on
the
live
person
streams,
stuck in the
ranting
middle
in
of this
interviews,
chaos?
and facing the reality
Rachel
that her
Zegler.
career might never recover. What went so wrong?
After months
and
of
why is
online
Disney
hate
acting
and
like Snow
disappointing
White
box
never
office
happened?
numbers,
Let's dive
she's
right
been
into
struggling.
the video. Now,
Fans
theater
have seen
owners
her break
who were
down during
contractually
live
obligated
streams,
to show
speak
Snow White on
emotionally
a
in
set number of
interviews,
screens,
and deal with the
started
real
rebelling.
possibility
They
that
reported
her acting
shockingly low
career
attendance,
might not
even for
bounce back
weekend
from
shows,
this.
and pleaded with Disney
So what
to
went
let them
wrong?
pull the plug
And
early.
why does it
In
seem
many
like
cases,
Disney wants
they didn't
everyone to
wait.
forget
They
this
swapped
movie
it out
ever
for literally
happened?
anything else they could screen.
Let's go back a
Then,
bit.
one moment
Theater
broke the
owners
internet. A
who
fan
had to
posted
show
a short
Snow
video
White
from
on a
inside
set
a
number
Snow
of
White
screens
showing.
because
The
of
camera
their
pans across the
contracts
theater, and it's
started
empty.
pushing
Not
back.
just a light crowd.
The turnout
empty.
was so
You could
bad,
count the attendees
even
on
on
one
weekends,
hand. The vibe
that
feels
they
more
started
like a
asking
canceled school
Disney if they
assembly
could
than a
stop
Disney
showing the
blockbuster.
movie early.
Okie dokie. I am walking into Snow White, 2 p.m. Now seating. Let's see how empty it is. I hope it's off the walk we go. I hope. Sound like I hear a couple of people. One, two. Okay. Two.
But that wasn't even the
In
worst
some
of it.
cases,
Overseas,
theaters
things got
didn't
harsher.
even wait for
Lebanon
permission.
went further than pulling
They just
showtimes.
replaced it
They
with
banned
any
the
other
movie
movie they had
completely,
available.
Not just from theaters, but
Then
from all distribution
came the
within
moment
country.
that blew up the
Officially.
internet.
It's not even
A
being
fan
imported.
posted a video
and then
taken
came the
inside a theater
humiliation
showing
no
Snow
Disney
White.
exec wants to hear.
The place
Lilo
was
and
completely
Stitch,
empty.
Yes, the quirky,
Not a
tropical,
small crowd.
animated classic
Literally
was
empty.
quietly tracking to
You
outgrow
could
Snow
count the
White's
number of
entire
people
US
on
box
one
office
hand.
run in just its
It felt
opening
more like a
weekend.
canceled
This
school
wasn't an
event than a
Avengers
Disney
movie. It wasn't a
blockbuster.
Pixar
But it got
juggernaut.
worse
It was
overseas.
Lilo with a space
In
dog,
Lebanon,
and it still
the movie
crushed
wasn't
Snow
just
White like it was
removed from
nothing.
theaters.
Even the
It was
merch is
banned
flopping.
altogether.
Snow White doll,
No showings,
t-shirts,
no
mugs,
streaming,
all of it was
no
shipped in
DVDs.
limited batches to
They
create
refused to
demand.
import it
But months later,
at all.
shelves are still full. Disney
And
can't
then
even
came
give the
the
stuff
most
away.
embarrassing
And that
moment
brings
yet
us to
for
the person
Disney.
at the center of all this.
The
Rachel
new Lilo
Zegler,
and Stitch
the internet's
movie,
punching
yes,
bag.
the fun
And now the
animated one
reported
with the
reason
little
why
blue
co-stars
alien,
are turning on
was
each
set to
other,
earn more
projects
money
are
in
getting
its first
canceled,
weekend
and
than
Disney's
Snow
entire
White made during
live-action
its entire
strategy
U.S.
is under threat.
run.
Because what's coming next
This wasn't
isn't just
a massive
box office
superhero
loss.
movie
It's
or a
public
Pixar
betrayal,
release.
career sabotage,
It was just
and a
Lilo
breakdown
and
caught on
Stitch,
camera.
and it
As
crushed
Snow White
Snow
fell apart
White.
publicly,
Even the
behind-the-scenes
merchandise flopped.
fractures started
Disney
leaking,
only
and what
sent out
came out
small
made
batches
things
of
worse
Snow
for
White
Rachel
toys and
Zegler.
shirts to
First
make it
came
seem
Gal Gadot.
exclusive.
In an interview,
But
Gal didn't
months
throw
later,
Rachel under the
those
bus
same
directly,
items are
but
still
she
sitting on
definitely
shelves.
didn't defend her either.
No,
When asked about
one
the backlash,
wants them
Gal
at the
pointed to
center
a
of all
disconnect
this?
between what the film delivered
Rachel
and what
Zegler.
fans were
The
expecting.
internet has been
She
calling
called it
her
a
out
misalignment
nonstop.
at the corporate level.
She's now being
Translation,
blamed
this
for
wasn't my
co-stars
fault.
turning on.
Gal delivered the following. The most important thing when you are working on a film is teamwork. And when you have characters like the Evil Queen and Snow White, you expect teamwork to play a role in the creative process when you are trying to put something special together. We didn't really have teamwork, and there were many setbacks that we had to deal with during this entire process. And I just found that to be very exhausting.
Each
And
other.
then came the real
movie
moment.
projects
When
getting
asked if she'd
scrapped,
speak more
and
about her
Disney's
experience
entire
with
live-action
Rachel, Gal
movie
said,
plan
"I'll talk
falling
about that
apart.
when I feel comfortable."
Because what's
One
happening
sentence,
now isn't just a
10,000
bad
rumors.
movie release.
Further, I think those that follow me will be satisfied when I am more comfortable to share more details on the specifics, but for now, it's something I feel is not the right time to jump into.
Fans immediately
total
took that as
meltdown.
confirmation that things on
Co-stars
set
are
were
throwing
chaotic,
shade.
and that Gal
Fans
had
are
held
angry.
back out of professionalism.
And Rachel is the one
But
stuck
now,
in the middle
even
of it
she's
all.
hinting that the truth is a
Things
lot
started to
messier than it
spiral when
looks.
behind-the-scenes
Meanwhile,
drama
Rachel's
began
other
leaking
co-star,
online.
Andrew Burnap,
First,
didn't even show
Gal
up to the
Gadot,
premiere.
who played
Not
the
for
evil
press,
queen,
not for
gave an
promotion,
interview.
nothing. And
She
here's where it gets wild.
didn't directly
According
blame
to
Rachel,
reports,
but
Rachel
she didn't
herself
stand
had
up for
already
her
hinted
either.
his scenes might
When
get
asked
cut.
about the
She
backlash,
literally
she said the
said
movie
all
didn't
of
match
Andrew's
what
scenes
fans were
could get
expecting.
cut in a press event.
She called it a
and they
misalignment
basically
at the
were.
corporate.
One of those things that I think everyone's going to have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Level.
Imagine putting
In simple
months
terms,
of work into a Disney
not
movie
my fault.
only for your
Then
lead
came the line
co-star
that
to
started
openly
1,000
tell the press
rumors.
you might not make
When
the final cut.
asked
No
if she'd
wonder
talk more about
Andrew
working with
skipped
Rachel,
the red carpet.
Gal replied,
the energy behind the
"I'll
scenes
talk about
wasn't
that
just
when I
tense,
feel
it
comfortable."
was toxic. Then
Just
Disney
one
made
sentence.
the biggest move
But
yet.
fans took that
Tangled,
as proof
their
that
next
things
big
behind the
live-action
scenes were bad.
adaptation was
It
officially
looked like Gal
canceled,
was holding back the
quietly,
real
without
story out of
warning.
professionalism.
No trailer, no
But
teaser,
now even
no
she's
announcement,
hinting
just
that it was
gone.
much
And while
messier
Disney
than it
hasn't
looked.
named Snow White as
Meanwhile,
the reason, it
Rachel's
doesn't
other
take much to
co-star,
connect the
Andrew
dots.
Burnap,
Tangled was
didn't
supposed
even
to be
show
the
up to
next
the movie
billion-dollar
premiere.
franchise reboot.
No press,
and early
no red
reports claimed
carpet,
Rachel
nothing.
Zegler was the top name
And
being
here's the
considered
shocking
to play
part.
Rapunzel.
Rachel
But
had
after
already
everything
told
that happened
people
with
during
Snow
a press
White,
event
Disney
that
clearly
Andrew's
didn't want to
scenes
take
might
that
get
risk
cut.
again. It
She
wasn't just
literally
about
said,
recasting. It
all
was
of
about
Andrew's
strategy.
scenes could
Tangled
get cut.
would have required another
And
massive
guess what?
budget, another
Most
round
of
of
them
fan
were.
expectations,
Imagine
and a full
working
campaign
on
built around a face
a
the
Disney
internet
movie
was
for
already
months
tired
and then
of
hearing
defending.
your co-star
For Disney,
suggest you
the
might
damage
not even
wasn't
appear
worth
in it.
And that kind of decision
No
doesn't
wonder
happen
Andrew
unless you
stayed
believe
far
your
away
lead
from
is
the
part of the
premiere.
problem. What
The
we're seeing
vibe on
now
set
isn't
wasn't
just a
just
failed
uncomfortable,
movie. It's a full
it was
industry
toxic.
rejection. Actors walking
Then
away.
Disney made a
Studios
massive
canceling future
move.
projects. Directors
The next
dodging blame,
live-action
and
reboot,
Rachel
Tangled,
still at the center of
was
it all.
canceled
But
without
that's
warning.
nothing compared to what
No
happened
teaser,
next.
no
Because
trailer,
after defending
just
the movie
gone.
for months, doing
Disney
press
never
tours,
officially
and promising
blamed Snow
fans
White,
the theaters would
but
be
people
full,
connected the
Rachel
dots.
Zegler ended up sitting in one
Tangled
of
was
the
supposed
emptiest
to be
theaters
another
of her
big
career,
franchise,
and it was caught
and
on
reports
camera.
said
Before Snow White
Rachel
hit
was the
theaters,
top pick
Rachel
to play
Zegler was
Rapunzel.
confident, too confident.
But after
She
everything
told
that
fans
happened,
that people would line
Disney
up to see the
clearly
movie,
didn't
that it
want to
would be
take that
groundbreaking,
chance again.
that audiences would
And this
embrace
wasn't
the new
just about
vision.
finding a
She
new
doubled down
actress.
on her stance that the
Disney
original
didn't
Snow
want to
White
risk
was
another
outdated,
big budget,
and that her
another
version
round
would
of
fix it.
internet
But
hate,
the reality
and another
couldn't have
flop
been more
tied to
different.
someone the
When
public was
backlash
tired
started
of
building
defending.
online, Rachel posted an
This
emotional
isn't just a
clip to
failed movie
Instagram
anymore.
where she appeared
It's
to be
the
holding back
entertainment
tears.
world pulling
It was
back.
raw. Fans were
Actors
turning on her. The internet
are
was dragging
distancing
her press
themselves.
interviews.
Studios
and suddenly,
are scrapping
that bold
future
pre-release
films,
energy
and
turned
directors
into
are
damage
avoiding
control.
blame.
Everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Then came the
And
theater
Rachel?
moment. Rachel showed
She's
up
still
to a
in the
screening
middle
of
of
her
it
own
all.
movie, flowers in
But
hand,
that's not even the
smiling,
worst part.
posting like it was a celebration.
After all the
But the camera
interviews,
didn't
press
lie.
tours,
The
and
theater
public
was nearly
promises
empty.
that the
A
movie
handful
would
of
be
people scattered in
groundbreaking,
seats.
Rachel
No
went to a
buzz,
screening
no
of
energy,
her own film.
Just her and a couple of
She
silent
showed up
rows.
smiling.
It
Holding
was supposed
flowers,
to be a flex.
posting
It
on
became a
social
meme.
media like
Fans
it was a
started
special
reposting
moment.
it with captions
But
like
the
Snow White and the
theater
7
was
empty
almost
seats.
empty.
Others
The
joked she
video
brought
was
flowers
clear.
to a funeral.
Only a
Some said
handful
it
of
looked like
people
she
were
was
there.
holding a press tour for
The
a
mood
ghost
was
town.
quiet.
And then
There
came
was
the
no
numbers.
excitement.
Snow White
It was
couldn't
supposed
even
to be a
crack
proud moment,
$100 million
but it ended up as
at
a
the US
meme.
box office.
Fans
Even with
posted
Disney's
things
full
like
marketing
Snow
machine
White
behind
and the
it,
Seven,
even with a
empty
worldwide
seats.
release.
Some
the movie
joked
was
that Rachel
hemorrhaging
brought
money.
flowers to
Even
her movie's
worse,
funeral.
its IMDb
Others
score
said she
became one of
looked
the
like she was
lowest for
hosting a
any
press
modern
event
Disney
for a
release.
ghost town.
Critics and fans both
Then the
piled
box
on.
office
The narrative
numbers came
had
in.
flipped completely.
Snow White
Rachel wasn't
couldn't
being
even hit
celebrated for
100
challenging
million in the
tradition.
US.
She was being blamed for wrecking
Even
it.
with
But the final blow came
a
from
full
one of the
marketing
most
push and a
unexpected
worldwide
places,
release.
Minecraft.
That's
Yes,
a disaster for
Minecraft.
Disney.
The live-action
It became one of
Minecraft
the
movie
lowest
dropped
rated
weeks after
modern
Snow
Disney
White
films on
and immediately
IMDb.
crushed it at the box
Fans
office.
and critics
What people
both
called
slammed it.
too childish
At first,
or silly
people
turned out to
praised
be
Rachel for
exactly
trying
what
to bring
audiences
something
wanted.
new to
Fun,
an old
low
story.
drama, and actually
but now,
made for the fans.
they say she she
While
ruined a
Rachel's
classic.
Snow White was crawling to
And
triple
just when it
digits,
seemed like
Minecraft
things couldn't
flew
get
past
worse,
it in its opening
another
weekend.
movie
No
stepped in
political
and made it look
lectures,
even
no
worse.
controversy.
Minecraft.
Just blocks, zombies,
Yes,
and Jack Black
the
yelling
live-action
into a mic.
Minecraft
Suddenly,
movie came
Disney's
out just
most
weeks after
expensive
Snow
princess
White,
reboot
and
looked like a parody
it
of itself.
destroyed it
And
at the
according
box
to industry
office.
insiders,
The movie
Hollywood
that
noticed.
people thought was too
Reports started
childish
surfacing
ended up
that
being a
studios
massive
were now
hit.
reconsidering
No
Rachel's
politics,
future projects,
no drama,
that she might be
just
passed
fun.
over for upcoming roles.
While
that
Snow
Disney
White
wasn't
crawled
willing
toward
to back
$100
her
million,
for future reboots
Minecraft
after what
soared
happened
past
with
it
Snow
during
White.
opening
the
weekend.
Same Rachel Zegler,
And
who was
suddenly,
once hailed as a
Disney's
rising
biggest
star,
princess
is now facing
reboot
the
looked
biggest
like a
question
joke.
of her career.
According
Can she
to
bounce
people in
back?
the industry,
Or did this
other
movie close the
studios
chapter before
have
it really
noticed.
started? And while Rachel
Reports
was
are saying
scrambling
that
to
Rachel
recover,
might be
one thing
losing
was
out on
already
future
on the way.
roles.
Another animated
that Disney
roast.
isn't
This
backing
time
her anymore.
from the one studio
the
that
girl
hasn't
who
hit
was
yet,
once
but
seen as the
absolutely
next
will.
big star
Because if
is
you
now
thought South
facing
Park's
the
roast
biggest
was
question
savage,
of her
just
career.
wait until The Simpsons
Can
and
she
Family
come
Guy
back
gets
from
involved.
this?
Don't miss the
And
next
just
one.
when Rachel thought it was
Projects.
over,
That she might
there's
be
one
passed
more
over
thing
for
on the
upcoming
horizon.
roles. That Disney wasn't
Animated
willing to back
comedies.
her for future reboots after what
Because
happened
if
with
South
Snow White. The same Rachel
Park's
Zegler,
jokes
who
were
was once
brutal.
hailed as a rising
Just wait
star,
until The
is now
Simpsons
facing
and
the
Family
biggest
Guy
question
start
of her
roasting
career.
Snow White.
Can she bounce back?
The internet
Or
doesn't
did this
forget.
movie close the chapter before
And for
it
Rachel
really started?
Zegler,
And while
this
Rachel
may
was
just be
scrambling
the
to recover,
beginning of the
one thing was
fallout.
already on the way.